Look what I got in the mail, everybody. I received my Sephora order. I made a video a few days ago talking about my Sephora VIB sale recommendations, and I told you guys what was on my wish list. I bought some of those things and we're gonna try them today, so I'm so excited. I had this on my wish list as something I was gonna restock, and I did end up picking up another Skin Fix Barrier Plus Foaming Oil Cleanser. I love this stuff, so I'm really excited to have more of it again. And then I got some really fun things. I didn't buy absolutely everything that was on my wish list, but almost. I talked myself out of a couple of things, but I did pick up my top picks. So we're gonna do the eyes first, and I'm so excited about this, you guys. The Pat McGrath, what's this one called? Mothership Moonlit Seduction Palette. Oh my goodness. I told you guys in that video, and I'll tell you again, I love to collect Pat McGrath palettes, just, you know, one at a time, usually during a Sephora sale. I'm so excited for this one. Let me show you the inside. I gotta be gentle with this because I actually ordered one, and when it arrived, this color was shattered, so it looks good. Hopefully it'll stay this way, but look at this color scheme. It's like mauve-y, it's sparkly. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're gonna start with this, which means I'm gonna prep the eyes with an eyeshadow primer. I already did my brows off camera using my Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this is the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Primer. I'm just blending that out and then pressing it in with my fingertips. All right, we are going to dip into this palette. There's actually a little film cover on the outside of the palette. So let's take that off. Ooh, a little ASMR. Oh, this palette is so pretty. Okay. All right, we are going to start off with this shade right here. It's a matte color. They have names, but oh, I guess it's in the bottom of the packaging right here. So I'll try to read off the names as I go. This one is Rosewood Romantique. I'm gonna start just feathering that into the crease and a little bit above as my transition shade. If you guys missed my VIB sale recommendations video, I'll have that in the description box down below for all of my personal recommendations. The sale is still going on, so I'll have the info for it in the description box down below. But I thought it'd be fun to try out everything that I got here on camera. So far, so good. I know we've only tried one shade, but I'm already excited. Let's go into this darker brown color right here. This is called Extreme Nocturne. And I'm gonna use this to start to smoke out the outer corner of the eyelid. This is a really cool color. It's a very, very cool tone brown, almost gray. Actually, when you start blending this out, I just get so excited when I try out a new Pat McGrath palette. They're definitely an investment. These shadows are not cheap, but I'm always inspired by her palettes. And as a makeup lover, I really do love to collect them. I've had my eye on this one since it launched, so I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna go back into the brush we were just using and go into the crease with that just to make sure everything's nice and blended out. Now for the most difficult part, we gotta pick a shimmer shade. I'm immediately drawn to this color right here. It just looks like such a pretty duochrome type shadow. I'm dipping my finger into this. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, it's like a blue and purple shifty color. Let's try this out. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it all over the center of the eyelid to start. Ooh, look how pretty that is. I feel like I get the most excited for Pat McGrath's glittery finishes in her palettes because they're just to die for. They're so incredible. The formula is always so luxurious and just really unique finishes, and the colors are always fun. This is such a pretty color. Oh my. Oh, I'm loving that, and it matches my sweater. Okay, next I feel like I need something shimmery in the inner corner. So I'm gonna take this shade right underneath that, and I'm gonna pick this one up on a brush. Now this is a very sparkly shade, so hopefully it applies well with the brush. You know, it's got a little bit more of a pink undertone, so I'm changing my mind a little bit. I'm gonna put this on like the inner third to connect the sparkly bluish purple color, and then we'll go into a different one for the actual inner corner of the eye because this one's just not as bright as I thought it would be. It's such a pretty color, just not what I want in the inner corner, so that looks really nice there. I'm gonna use the same brush, just kind of wiping it off. We're gonna go into the color on the other side of the palette, this one right here. This has a little bit more of like a satin finish. Well, it's like a metallic color, but there's not glitter chunks in it. So I think this will be perfect for the inner corner. Oh my word, it's just so bright. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely the perfect inner corner highlight shade. Wow. Okay, I'm already so in love with this palette. I'm gonna go in with the brush that we used with that kind of dark grayish purple color. And I'm gonna blend out a little bit more of that on the outer corner. So pretty. Also taking the brush that we used with that first shade, which was like that rosy tone, and I'm bringing up that color just a little bit higher with whatever's left on the brush. Oh my goodness, I'm thrilled. Okay, let's apply some mascara. I'm gonna take my Makeup Forever Professional Mascara, and we're gonna use step 1 first, which is like the lifting side. And then we're gonna go in with step 2 right after that, just on the top lashes for now. And I like to do one eye at a time with this. So before that formula dries, I flip over to the volumizing formula and go right over top. This is such a nice mascara, perfect for more glam looks like this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wipe away any fallout under the eyes, which actually there's not too much considering we use such sparkly shades. I love that one duochrome shade specifically. It's so pretty. Also, shout out to my nails today. I just painted them and I used Lights Lacquer Rosy as the base, and then they just launched like these charms. So I popped those on my nails. I don't know, I've never done nail charms before. I've had a code for Lights Lacquer for a while, but it was like a one-time use code. It was just on your first order. That's now different. So you can actually now use the code Allie for any Lights Lacquer products as many times as you want. So I wanted to update you on that. And I really am loving my nails today. I think they kind of match the vibe of this whole look too. This is gonna be kind of like an odd combo of products because on one hand, we've got like a really glam eyeshadow palette, and then I ended up picking up the Summer Friday skin tint. So this is not like a glam product. This is like a light coverage type of a product. So it'll be interesting to see how this works. Hopefully I can make it work. I ended up picking up the shade 1. But I've heard really, really good things about this. I'm excited to try it out. So we're gonna give it a little shake first. And then I'm gonna just dump it on the back of my hand. I don't really know how much to use. Maybe that was too much, I don't know. But this shade looks really nice. The undertone looks good too. I'm gonna pick that up with a brush and we're just gonna go in with this all over the face. Oh, I probably should have done one side of my face at a time, but I didn't. Oh well. Okay, it's actually adding more coverage than I anticipated. It is light coverage, but it does make a difference. Some skin tints I feel like don't really do much. I mean, this you can see my skin through, but it definitely adds some coverage. So I'm gonna pick up what's left on the back of my hand and just press that in with my sponge. It has kind of an interesting scent to it. I don't think it's scented, I could be wrong, but it smells almost floral, which is interesting. Ooh, that looks really nice on the skin. It feels really nice as well. It kind of has a nice dewy finish, which is what I was expecting from this product, honestly. This is something I'm gonna have to like try for a full day and probably not with a more glam makeup look, but that's okay. I just really wanted to kind of like get my first impressions on camera. I also did pick up the Milk Makeup Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealer. I grabbed mine in the shade 3N. I've just been hearing really good things about this. So I wanted to give it a go. It has a nice, almost nail polish looking packaging. It kind of reminds me of Olive and June nail polish. Hopefully this color works. This is supposed to be a little bit more of a fuller coverage concealer from Milk. Is this gonna be too light? I don't know. Let's try it out anyway. I'm just gonna blend this out with my sponge. Okay, this is lighter than I thought it would be. It's definitely brightening my skin. I was debating between this shade and the shade 4N. I think I could have probably gotten away with 4N a little easier. I mean, it's not terrible. I just don't like when my under eyes are too bright. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place, but usually for every day, I like this shade to be a little bit closer to my skin tone. Yeah, I definitely feel like I need a slightly deeper shade, especially over blemishes. I'm using it over blemishes because the Summer Friday skin tint was so sheer, but definitely added more coverage. I don't know, what do you guys think? Maybe it's fine. I think it gave really nice coverage for sure. Other than that, the formula looks really nice so far. Let's go ahead and set it with powder. I'm just gonna use my Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting powder in Cupcake. So I actually did end up picking up the third palette of the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palettes. They launched 3 this year. I've been really loving the elephant one specifically, but I wanted to collect all 3. And they sent me the butterfly and the elephant, so I picked up the tiger one. I love the packaging the most on this. The shades are a little bit deeper in this palette than the other 2, but I figured I still wanted it and I want to try it out and just, you know, have it in my collection. So I'm hoping that I can still make some of these work. Look how pretty. Oh. So pretty. Some of these are like glow powders, but I'm gonna try to use them as bronzer, maybe? I don't know. Let's try it. I'm gonna take this one right here. I'm gonna try to use this to warm up the face a bit. I think that actually looks nice. It has a little more of like a rosy undertone to it. So maybe not intended to be a bronzer. Well, actually, I don't think it is at all. This is actually a finishing powder, but I am gonna use it as a bronzer. We're gonna take that along the neck and jawline. I actually think that looks really nice as a bronzer. It definitely looks like it could be a blush in some ways as well, but for some reason I think it works. What do you guys think? I'm not sure. Some of these other highlighter palettes I'm gonna have to wait and use on the eyes. They're definitely too deep for me. I think I could definitely use these blushes, but I did actually pick up another Hourglass blush, so I might layer a couple of them. I've had this on my wish list for a long time, and I mentioned it in the Sephora video that I originally did. This is the shade Mood Exposure. I have wanted this for so long. Look how pretty this is. Oh, and that looks really nice with the eyeshadow. So I might stick to this one. I know I didn't like dip into the Tiger palette too much, but I just feel like I would need to use this on the eyes, and I already have an eyeshadow palette going on. So we're gonna kind of press pause on testing that one right now. And I'm gonna go into Mood Exposure. Just people say such good things about this blush, so I wanted to try it out. Just tapping off the excess and then applying it to the apples of the cheeks. Ooh, it definitely looks good with this eyeshadow palette, that's for sure. Oh, I really like that. That's so pretty. Okay, happy about that color. I feel like I can see why so many people love this one. I'm just taking my powder brush and blending out the edges of that. And then we're gonna finish up the lower lash line with the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. We're gonna go back into the first shade we used, which is this one right here. And I'm gonna take that along the lower lash line as my transition shade, starting right up against the lashes and then blending it down underneath that lower lash line to create a nice little gradient. I'm probably gonna get quite a bit of fallout from this, but I'm taking that sparkly duochrome shade. I should probably spray the brush. What am I thinking? I'm gonna spritz the brush with a bit of setting spray and apply this across the entire lower lash line. That looks so pretty. It just definitely has very visible glitter chunks, so you will get some fallout, but it's worth it for the effect, I think. Okay, I'm jumping around a little bit here. I'm going into this color down here, which is like a really beautiful, chunky, shifty glitter. And I want this on this portion of the eye. I should have done this earlier so that there wasn't too much fallout, but woo, that looks so pretty. Wow, I love this. Okay, we are going to go back into the color that we used for the inner corner, which is this one right here, just to connect the lower lash line with the top lid right here on the inner corner. I'm gonna put what's left right underneath the highest points of the brow bone. I love how magical this looks. This is a great palette for winter coming up, I feel like. I mean, it's obviously not only limited to one season, but it just reminds me of winter. I think it's so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and layer on the mascara. I'm just gonna use the volumizing side for the lower lashes. And then I think that's it for the eye look. Oh my goodness, I love how this turned out. Before we move on to lips, my eyebrows definitely need a bit of a touch up, so I'm gonna take that same pencil and just make sure it's filled in the way that I want them to be. Okay, so we're just gonna finish up the lip look. This isn't what I picked up, but this is what I recommended for you guys to maybe check out during the Sephora sale. It's the Natasha Denona lip liner in the shade Natasha. So I'm just gonna apply that and then blend it in with my finger. And then I wanted to apply the Natasha lip gloss, which is also another recommendation of mine that I've been loving. I just thought that this color would look gorgeous with the eyeshadow. Oh, it does. All right, we're going to assess the situation. I'm gonna add a little bit of that bronzer slash finishing powder. You know what? I actually really like this as a bronzer for me. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit more blush with whatever's left on the brush. I'm just gonna set the face. This one is from MAC. I'm gonna press that into the skin with my sponge. And then I'm gonna set the brows with my Patrick Ta Brow Gel. All right, so that completes the makeup look. Let's talk about everything. I think we can all agree that the eyeshadow, yet again, is what stands out. I mean, I was expecting / hoping that for Pat McGrath again, because I love investing in her palettes. And every time there's a color scheme that I really am inspired by, I have high hopes for the palette, and this definitely fulfilled those high hopes and exceeded my expectations. I think that the textures in here are beautiful. The tones are just me. I feel like I will use every single shade in this palette. Some Pat McGrath palettes have more like odd colors that are hard to kind of work with. This is a really beautiful, almost neutral but ethereal palette that leans more mauve. So if you're into that, I think you would really enjoy this. I love how the look turned out. I think it's so beautiful. The Summer Friday Skin Tint, I think there's something that I really do like about it. It's not something that I would wear with this type of a look, but it looks really lightweight on the skin, and it actually surprisingly gave more coverage than I was anticipating. So I'm gonna leave it here on my desk to try again with more of a natural look. I mean, it still looks really pretty. I really do like it. We'll just have to see how it looks with like more of an everyday face, because that's definitely how I would use that. I wouldn't use it with a more glam look like this, but I am happy to have it. I'm happy that I picked it up. The concealer, the shade, I don't really love. It's fine now that I kind of blended everything out, but I do think I need a slightly deeper shade. I think I needed number 4. It looks pretty good under the eyes. It looks kind of heavy, honestly, right here. Could be because I added a little bit more. Could also be because the shade isn't ideal for me. Like I said, I made it work, but sometimes when you get the wrong shade in something, I can't tell if I like the formula or not, so I think I need to exchange it, give it another go, and then I can give you guys my full opinion on that, because I know a lot of people have been loving that formula, but to me, it's not my favorite under eye look. Again, can't tell yet if it's the color or the formula, so I'll get back to you guys on that. The Hourglass Tiger palette, I mean, 10 out of 10 for the packaging. The shades definitely are deeper, so I won't be able to use all of them on the face, but I think I could definitely use these on the eyes, which is what I do with these palettes anyway. And I actually loved this color as my bronzer today. This is the, let me tell you, it's a finishing powder in Transcendent Light. So it's a finishing powder that's meant for deeper skin tones, but I think it works really nicely as a bronzer on myself. I can't wait to try the blushes in here. And I think I could make a really stunning eye look using like these colors. They're so pretty. I'm happy that I picked this up, but again, this is kind of like a makeup collector thing for me. It's not a need, but I'm happy that I have it. So really happy about that and the Pat McGrath palette. I also am super glad that I finally picked up Mood Exposure in the Hourglass blush, because my goodness, this is such a beautiful shade. I see what the hype is all about. Really, really glad that I got that as well. So far, you guys, I am really the most excited about the Pat McGrath palette, and honestly this blush, because I think I can, you know, get a ton of use out of it. The Tiger palette, I am happy that I picked up, but again, because of the shades, I'm gonna have to use it on the eyes, which is not a deal breaker for me. I mean, I wanted this so badly, but these two, I think I'll get the most use out of everything that I've tried so far. And I'll keep you guys posted on the Summer Friday Skin Tint as I keep wearing it. But this was more of like a first impressions type of thing, and based off of that, the eyeshadow and the blush are where it's at for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I picked up. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys picked up any of these things that were on my wish list, or any of the things that I recommended to you. And if you've received them, I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear how you've been liking them. Or just tell me what you guys picked up if you've been shopping the sale. I would love to hear. I actually did place another order. I feel like this happens to me sometimes. I placed my one order and I'm like, okay, that's what I want. And then I saw that Makeup by Mario launched a new eyeshadow palette. It's like the Ethereal Eyes palette. I'll pop it up here and I'll have it linked down below. I haven't tried it yet, okay? But it looks so pretty. It's very neutral. I feel like this is the year of eyeshadow palettes, or like the season of eyeshadow palettes, because I've been trying so many back to back. But I did end up picking that up. I'm gonna be trying it soon in a new makeup video, so stay tuned for that, but I guess that is an additional thing that I did buy during the sale, so I wanted to kind of tell you guys that as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I'm obsessed with the eye look. I can't wait to dip into that palette again. Just as an FYI, in the description box, there are links to enter my giveaway. This is the last week to enter. I'm giving away tons and tons of makeup, so if you've missed it, be sure to enter that. All the information is in the description box down below. I'm giving away so much new makeup. It's actually insane. I hope you guys had fun watching this video and seeing what I bought, and I can't wait to read the comments and see what you guys picked up if you shopped the sale. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.